This lesson is about completing a portion web for 3/8. So I start out by drawing my portion web, which is somewhat shaped like a triangle. It shows that all parts are connected. And I put my fraction at the top, 3/8. In the center, I'm going to write the words 3/8. And I also draw a picture. So I know there are 8 parts. I divide my rectangle into 8 equal parts. And I know 3 of them are shaded. So this represents 3 of my 8 parts. Now I want to change it to a decimal, and to do that, I can use long division. So I'm going to divide 3 by my denominator 8. I add a decimal point and a 0. I ask myself, how many times does 8 divide into 30? And I know it can go 3 times for 24. Put my decimal point up here, a 0 over here because 8 does not divide into 3. I have a remainder of 6. Bring down another 0. I ask myself, how many times does 8 go into 60? And it goes 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. I subtract that out. I have a remainder of 4. I bring down another 0. 8 goes into 45 times. I subtract that amount. I have a remainder of 0. That lets me know I'm finished, and it's a terminating decimal. I'm going to take this number and I'm going to put it down here. This is where I put my decimal number. So I have 0.375 or 375 thousandths. Now I want to change this to a percent. So the easy way to do it is I move my decimal point 2 places, because when I multiply by my 100, that means I move my decimal place, or my decimal point rather, 2 places to the right. So multiply by 100, that's going to leave me with 37.5%. Okay. Now I'm going to put this amount over 100 because I want to change it back to this fraction. However, it's really important not to keep that decimal point in this fraction. So I want to make this a whole number. To do that, I'm going to need to multiply this by 10. But if I multiply this by 10, I need to multiply this by 10. So I'm going to multiply by a giant 1, 10 over 10, to change it to a fraction that does not include a decimal point. So 10 times this amount, move that over, is 375 over 100 times 10 is 1,000. And that makes sense because that's its name. 375 thousandths. Oops, I forgot that 0. There we go. Now I can simplify this. I look at this and I know, let's see, that I can divide 25 out. So that's equal to 25 times once and 125 left is another 5 times. And this would be 25 times 40. This is my giant 1. It factors out. Now I can further simplify 15 over 40. That would be the same as 5 times 3 and 5 times 8. There's my giant 1 that I factor out, and notice this fraction is the same. So that's how I do a portions web.